In this video, we're going to look at the Reimagined Lock Screen with iOS 16. Apple reintroduced the lock screen and they're calling it Reimagined. There's actually quite a few features that they've added. We can have multiple lock screens. We can switch these lock screens based on our focus or just by long pressing on the lock screen and swipe to the left or right. We can add widgets to our lock screen. Let's take a look at this new Reimagined Lock Screen on the iPhone with iOS 16. Let's go over to my iPhone. So this is the new lock screen on the iPhone. Now it may not look much different, but that's because I haven't customized it yet. How do we do that? Well, we have to be at the lock screen here, so I'm at my lock screen. We cannot have our iPhone open, and all we need to do is just long press on it, and now what we're able to do is switch between different lock screens here. And if you want to customize it, what you do is you go down to Customize here and you can go and customize it. So let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to tap on Customize, and the first thing you'll notice is that we have our date up here. We can actually switch that around. I tap on this and I can go and add a new widget. I can go and add the weather as an example. So we have all these different widgets that we can put above our time. I'm going to close this. When we tap on the time here, we can go and change the font and color. Tap on the X, and then we can also add widgets. Tap on it, and then from here I can go and add different widgets. All I have to do is just tap on it. Let's go and add my calendar here. Tap on it, it adds the calendar. Let's go and add the weather. It adds the weather. We now have the fitness app on the iPhone. Let's go and add the fitness app. And then if I want to move these around, I can drag them around to move them. When I am done, I tap on the X, and now we can see that we have my widgets there. I tap on any one of them to open up that app. Another new thing with it, I'm going to tap on Done here. I've made my changes. I'm going to set this as a wallpaper pair. So it's going to be on my lock screen and my home screen, this image here. Another thing that they did is they changed how notifications work. In the past, notifications were located at the top. They moved them down to the bottom. I think this makes it much easier to access. All I have to do is just go down to the bottom here and I swipe up and we can see all of the different notifications. From here, it works pretty much the same as it always did. I can tap on any one of them to open it. I can tap and hold to get more information about it. And if I want to remove it, I can swipe to the right to clear it. So we still have a lot of those same options, but the big thing is you now swipe from the bottom to get to our notifications. Makes it really easy when you're holding your phone. You just swipe up from the bottom with your thumb. I'm going to tap on the X here to close my notifications. What else do we have? Well, I mentioned that we could create multiple lock screens. How do we do that? Well, we just tap and hold again. We have to do this while we're in our lock screen. And then you're going to see I have this plus down here at the bottom. I tap on this and I can go and add a new lock screen. Or what I could do is I could swipe to the very end here and I can add a new lock screen. So let's go and add one. Tap on the plus. From here I can choose from different photos. I can also choose from photos that have people in it. It's going to go through my photos album and find photos with people. I can shuffle. I can add emojis. I can add a weather lock screen. And then I also have an astronomy and color lock screen. So we have a lot of different options here. And again, we can create multiple lock screens. So these are the featured ones. Tap on any one of them to add it, and then I can customize it. I also have suggested photos from my library. I can choose photo shuffle. I have weather and astronomy. And then I also have emoji and collections as well as color. Let's go with weather and astronomy here. I'm going to show you how we can customize this. Let's go with this one here, the astronomy. So this adds my location here. And again, I can tap on any one of these to customize. But in addition to that, you're going to see that it says Earth Detail down here at the bottom. When I swipe over to the left, what I'm able to do is change what is shown here. So I can select which one I want when I swipe. Once I have this set to where I want, all I have to do is just tap on Add, and then it adds it as a wallpaper pair. What is a wallpaper pair? Well, basically what it's going to do is it's going to add that image as my lock screen and then also the image behind my home screens. So it's going to be behind my apps. If I want to customize that, I can do that as well. I tap on Customize Home Screen, and then from here, what I'm able to do is select from a different photo, or I can change the color of it. And then my favorite option is we can blur it. Now, this is only for the home screen. Now, what does this mean? Well, let's just leave this how it is, and then I'll show you what happens. I'm going to tap on Done, and now we're going to add this. We can see that we have my lock screen here. And then when I go to my home screen, we have the earth in the back. But when I'm looking at this, it looks kind of busy. It's kind of hard to see some of these apps. Well, what we can do is we can blur this when we're looking at our home screen. So I'm going to go back to my lock screen. We have to modify our lock screen here. And now I go to Customize. From here, what I do is I tap on Done. And then we go over to Customize Home Screen, because we're not actually done. I'm not going to set this as a wallpaper pair. I'm going to have it customized for my home screen. And what I'm going to do is blur the background. So now I tap on this, and now we can see that the earth is blurred. Now this is only for the home screen. Now watch what happens when I tap on Done. I'm at my lock screen, and then when I swipe up, we can see the apps a lot better because the background is blurred. We can still see that it is earth, but it is blurred. So now I can see these apps a lot better. It's probably one of my favorite features. It makes the home screen a lot less busy. Let's go back over to my lock screen. I'm going to tap and hold to customize it. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to create a new one with an image. Let's go with this image here. Now, down at the bottom, you're going to see it says natural. So when I swipe over to the left, what I'm able to do is filter it. So if you have an image, you can filter it. And if I want to change the image, I can tap on the image icon here and I can change the image. So now I can select from a different image in here. Up towards the top, we have our different categories. I'm going to go to all. And now what I'm able to do is select from all of my different photos. Now let's talk about depth effect. With depth effect, what we're able to do is cover part of the clock here with our photo. Now, it will not work on all photos. If I go down to the three dots here, this is where we can apply depth effect. When I tap on it, you're going to see that when I tap on this, it doesn't do anything. I can't apply a depth effect to this photo. So this doesn't work on all photos. But when I select a different photo, let's go down to our photos here. And this time what we're going to do is go with, I have a photo in here that works perfect for it. Again, from Disney. So I'm going to swipe up here. And it's this one right down here. When I select this one, you're going to see that that mountain there covers part of the time. This is the depth effect. If you do not want to see that, what you can do is tap on the three dots here, and then you can turn it off. And now we can see that the time is covering the photo. I'm going to turn it back on. I really like to have that. So now I want to add this. I tap on Add. And now what I want to do is customize this. I like to blur that background for the home screen. So I tap on Customize Home Screen. We're going to make sure that it is blurred. We can see that it is blurred. I tap on Done. And now I've applied that lock screen. And when I go to my home screen, we can see that it is blurred. I can easily see my folders and my apps. I'm going to swipe up. We're going to go back to our lock screen. I want to switch my lock screen. I tap and hold, and I can switch it. Now we can also switch this with focus. If you use focus, which is basically a customized do not disturb, I have another video on focus, but basically what we're able to do is change our lock screen based on what our focus is. So when I'm helping out at the school, I have a focus for that. Basically allows specific notifications from specific people. Also what I do is I change what the lock screen looks like. How do we do that? Well, we go and edit our lock screen, and then you're going to see focus here. When I tap on this, I can apply this particular lock screen to a focus. So when I go into that focus mode, what it's going to do is automatically switch to this lock screen. So let's say I created a focus mode for Disney, and you can create a focus mode based on your GPS location. So when the iPhone realizes that I'm at Disney, what it'll do is it'll change it to this lock screen. I leave Disney, and it'll change it to whatever lock screen I had before that. Now we do have a few options for this. I'm going to swipe up. I go to the Settings app, and then from here I need to go to Face ID and Passcode. This is where we have our different lock screen settings. So I'm going to enter in my passcode here. And then when I swipe up, what you're going to see is Allow access when locked. So this is everything that is allowed to be accessed when your iPhone is locked. So this is going to show on my lock screen. I can see my Today View and Search, my Notification Center, my Control Center, my lock screen widgets, as well as Reply with Messages and Home Control. My wallet is set to not display when it is locked. So what you can do is you can customize what you see on your lock screen through here. And again, this is through the Face ID and Passcode setting within the Settings app. Now, the last thing I want to show you is you can also access live widgets from the lock screen. I'm going to start a song here. Let's just go and hit play here. I have it muted, so you're not going to be able to hear it. We don't want to have any copyright infringements or anything like that. So now it is playing, and when I lock it and then wake it back up, what you're going to see is on my lock screen the album art as well as my controls for music. So these are live widgets. Another thing you'll be able to do with live widgets as they're added is possibly catch up on the latest sports game. You'll be able to see the latest scores without having to open up an app. You can see this within a live widget. So that is the reimagined lock screen on an iPhone with iOS 16. As you can see, there are quite a few features there. To access most of them, all you have to do is just long press on the lock screen when you're looking at your lock screen. From there, you can customize your current lock screen. You can switch between your different lock screens. And if you want to add a new one, you can do that as well by typing on the blue plus. So that is the new reimagined lock screen on an iPhone with iOS 16.